Okay, so bearish sentiment has gotten so negative that I think it is actually now creating a bottom in the market. I say this because I've been looking at some data. One piece I've been looking at is ETF flows coming in and out of ETFs, money coming in and out of ETFs. And right now we just saw a big red bar of outflows, bigger than any time we've seen going back to the beginning of 2025. Bears are making real decisions now, setting their portfolios up based on how they feel. It's not just sentiment anymore. They're taking active bets. The other piece of data I've been looking at is short ETF volume, which we are now seeing inverse ETFs be shorted at levels we haven't seen in 5 years. It is that high. And whenever we start to see investors make active bets on the market, if they don't go their way, if the market starts to go high, they're going to have to fix their mistakes quick, and that's going to give major fuel to the bulls and major reason for the market to go higher. So I want to dive into this data. Before I do, just want to say thank you for being here. I'm Jacob, 29 years old, got a little over $730,000 in a stock portfolio. I'm 100% debt-free, and I love everything about stocks, investing, portfolio building, wealth management, wealth building, money mindset, you name it. I like it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, because this is what I'm always cooking up over here. So let's get into it. I put out a couple videos last week talking about why I thought we were about to have some tech rotation. And I even have a $330,000 bet in tech right now. All right, I'm bullish on the tech rotation bet. And in that video, I was talking about how we have been consistently seeing the market open lower. The futures would open low, shoot up high. Open low, shoot up high. All on oil spikes and the Iran news. There was reason for investors to be bearish, but whenever the market opened, buyers stepped in and they just pushed the market higher. There was no continuation selling. That was a really good sign that whenever things are as bleak as they can be, if there still is no selling, then the market's strong. And since then, we've just been watching tech and the entire market continue to go sideways. Actually, it goes up just a little bit. We're seeing continuation buying. The other thing I talked about was we've only been 3% away from all-time highs, and people are so bearish that it doesn't make sense. We're in a full-fledged bull market. You cannot be 3 to 5% away from all-time highs and not be in a bull market. The thing is, it's just a lot of investors, if we look at all of the assets, all of the sectors that have been performing well, over on the far right, we got energy, materials, utilities, and real estate. And on the far left, you got the Mag 7, tech, consumer discretionary, all the communication stuff. That's all the fun stuff that everyone owns. And a lot of investors, unsophisticated investors, look at the market and say, well, my portfolio's not doing well. I'm not positioned well. Therefore, the market must be bad. No. It doesn't work like that. It's just that you weren't positioned well. But all of this negative sentiment is adding up. And whenever we look around in the market, we are seeing so many bearish negatives. It started with the AI bubble. It then moved to the oil shock and the Iran war. I am now reading that data center build out slowdown is going to happen because we aren't getting helium and oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Which it's like, I thought data centers were a part of the problem, but now people are concerned that data centers won't be able to be built out. Therefore, that's bearish. It's like, I thought data centers were bearish. I thought they were the bubble, right? And now I'm reading private credit stocks are down 50%. It's like we aren't even out of the Iran war narrative and we're already having to move into the private credit narrative. Now, all of these things are stacking up. And investors are just looking left, right, straight, up, down, everywhere. And they're like, okay, things are so bad. They've convinced themselves that things are so bad, they must now start actively putting on bets against the market. So going back to this first piece of data we got, this is equity ETF flows, weekly sum in millions of dollars, data coming from Strategize. And we can see in the week of March 6, 2026, just a couple weeks ago, right whenever things were looking as bleak as possible, we saw a record amount of outflows out of ETFs in the sum of minus $10 billion. What's interesting is we haven't seen a week with that much outflows since 2025 ever. Even if we go back to April of last year where we see those 3 red bars starting April 4th, going through the beginning of May, all through Liberation Day, There was never a week with this much negative selling. That's how bearish people are right now. They are actively selling their ETFs. Now, what's interesting is I'm going to pull up a chart of the S&P 500 on the weekly chart. And whenever we saw those outflows last year in April, all of those billions of dollars coming out of ETFs, that was the bottom. Bearish sentiment couldn't have got any worse. People were actively selling right when they should have been buying. Right now, what we're seeing is it looks like we're making a potential bottom. If we go over to the far right on the chart here, this was just the other week, the week of March 6th, with all the outflows of $10 billion, the record amount we've seen over the past over a year now. This could be the bottom. Is it the bottom? Maybe not. But things typically start to get better right when they look like they can't get any worse. That's been my experience. Now I'm going to move on. Because it's one thing for investors to sell their positions because they're just not feeling good. Okay, the only risk there for them is if the market starts to go higher, they get FOMO, and then they have opportunity cost, they have the risk of losing out. But, you know, they can sit on the sidelines, no harm, no foul. Here's where it starts to get really interesting. So this is data I'm pulling up from macro charts. And this is short ETF volumes. And this is how much money is going into short ETFs. We are seeing on the far right, right there where that big red box is, a record volume of money coming into short ETFs. If we go all the way back to 2021, all the way up to the everything bubble, up to the top of 2021, through 2022 bear market, all the way over to Liberation Day, the bottom of Liberation Day, we have not seen volumes get this high in short ETFs. Even at the bottom of Liberation Day. And again, the bottom of Liberation Day, when people were getting the shortest that they got, that was our signal to be buying, not selling. Now, whenever we mix these two things together, this is actually going to give fuel to the bulls if we don't start to go down immediately. Because here's what's going to happen. If investors are short, every single day they have pressure from the market for their position to go down. They need to watch the market to go down. One, they're borrowing money to short. They have margin. They're going to have to be paying interest on the margin. Every single day that goes by, if they're not making money, they are losing money. The other thing is if the market starts to go up and then their positions start to go down, it gets deeper in the red, they're going to feel that pressure. Not only are they just watching the market go up and they're missing out on opportunity costs, they are actively losing money. They will have to cover their short positions. And whenever they cover their short positions, that means they're going to buy back everything they were shorting, and that's going to give fuel to the buying momentum in the market. The market will go higher. Likewise, all the investors that have been sitting out, that are selling all of their ETFs. We have that $10 billion outflows from the ETFs. If the market starts to go higher, they have clients that they need to impress by the end of the year. They have clients that they have to answer to. And if the market starts to go higher and they're sitting on the sidelines, they'll start asking themselves, well, is this the next move higher? Should we be sitting out? And they're going to have to think, are we going to be missing out on a lot of money and underperform this year? Because if we underperform this year, that's career risk. That's you losing your job. They're going to have to get back into the market. So we have two things now, the shorts and the outflows, that have moved bearish investors from just feeling some type of way to now actively positioning themselves against the market. And if their bets don't work out for them, their pessimism is going to turn into fuel for the bulls. Not saying it's going to happen for sure, because I really do think that we're kind of at an impasse now of we're either watching a bottom happen or we're watching the beginning of a bigger move lower. People are taking sides. This is the moment bears and bulls are taking real sides. So this is super fun to watch. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. You know where I stand. I got a $330,000 tech position. So that's where I'm at on it. But if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, leave me your thoughts below, comment below, and I'll be back with more.